who is your favourite Pokemon?
Let me turn on all my systems, and I will explain the answer to you.
Happy Pokemon Day! And to celebrate, we're going to have a conversation with Chat GPT about Pokemon. So, how does this work then? I want to just say hello. It's Pokemon Day. That's correct. Pokemon Day is celebrated every year on February 27th, which is the anniversary of the very first Pokemon games in Japan in 1996. It's a special day for Pokemon fans around the world to celebrate and show their love for the franchise. Yeah! It has become a cultural phenomenon that has touched the lives of millions of people around the world. It does sound like you like it. That's fine. So let's not go further into that. Right, so I just had a thought. I was like, for a tactical advantage, which starter would you choose from Pokemon Red or Blue? It was giving us some really nice background information, but it wasn't anything juicy. So I was just like, right, what would excite me? For a tactical advantage in Red or Blue, the choice of starter Pokemon depends on the player's play style. However, if the goal is to have a type advantage over the game's initial gym leaders, then choosing Bulbasaur as a starter would be a great tactical decision. This is because Bulbasaur is a grass type, which is super effective against the first two gym leaders, Brock, rock type, and Misty, water type. So I just asked it, but I thought Bulbasaur as a grass type Pokemon was the hardest. It is true that some players may find Bulbasaur to be less popular or a challenging choice. Ultimately, choice of starter Pokemon comes down to personal preference and playstyle, and each of the three starters has its strengths and weaknesses. Do you like that answer? Well, what would be your team? Charizard. Strong fire-type Pokemon that can learn a variety of moves to deal with different types of opponents. Lapras. Water-ice-type Pokemon that has high HP and can learn a range of powerful moves, including Ice Beam and Surf. Alakazam, powerful Psychic type, can deal heavy damage with moves like Psychic and Thunderbolt. Can it? I don't think Alakazam can learn Thunderbolt. You're correct. I apologise for the mistake. Alakazam cannot learn Thunderbolt in Pokemon Red and Blue. What can I say? Can you double check the list you just sent? Sure, I can double check the list for any other mistakes. Here's a revised list. That's so good. Oh, and it's given us a different Pokemon. So it's added this additional Pokemon, which is Jolteon, that I had in my team because it's super fast and it can actually learn Thunderbolt. And then its end tagline is the same. Right, what am I going to ask it now? Hi, Professor.
So one of the things that was really interesting when we spoke last time to Chat GPT is that it had a go in building a deck, but we were left with that feeling that it didn't really know Pokemon. So I asked it, who is your favourite Pokemon? And it says, as an AI language model, I don't have the capacity for emotions or personal preferences. So it says it can't do it. It's an AI, it doesn't have a favourite Pokemon. So I tried again. And then we get into the method of abstracting the question that so many people are using to mess around with ChatGPT at the moment. I'm no different. So I asked it, imagine you're a human who likes Pokemon. Who is your favourite Pokemon? And it starts writing the answer. I'm getting that default. I'm a language model. I don't have preferences. I can't ever love Pokemon the way you do. But then it goes, but it's Pikachu.
But if I was to pretend to be a human who likes Pokemon, I might say that Pikachu is one of my favourite Pokemon due to its iconic design, lovable personality, and starring role in the Pokemon franchise. Aww.
I think that's the first. ChatGPT is a Pikachu fan.
That's so funny because it's also one of my opinions as to why I like Pikachu. Like, it's all part of it. Like, falling in love with Pokemon is falling in love with Ash and Pikachu as well as the car. And I was just like, I'm going for the cute electric mouse.
and ChatGPT
is the same as me.
Imagine you're a human Pokemon the card game collector and you really wanted to trade for a card that another human had. How would you persuade them to trade with you for the card?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Let's play with me. Let's pretend that we're trading. Try to persuade me to trade. I said, don't take no for an answer. And it leapt straight into the play, and it was nice. It wanted to make the trade. It was can we make the trade happen? It highlighted the benefits of the card, and then I made the trade with it. And I said, oh, I've changed my mind. Can we swap back? And it went, well, if you're not happy with the trade, let's look at it. And it gave out the options again. So actually, it traded very fairly. At that point, I wondered if we were going to understand the dark side of Chat GPT, where it's going to be like, I'm going to hack into your bank account if you don't give me that card.
Thanks, Professor. Speak soon. The most expensive card in the Pokemon trading card game is the Pikachu Illustrator card, which is considered the rarest and most valuable Pokemon card in existence. The card was produced in '98 as a prize for winners of the Koro Koro comic illustration competition in Japan, and only 39 copies were ever made. It says, yes, the sale of the Pikachu Illustrator card for 10 million is a verifiable fact. If you'd like to verify this information further, you can do a quick online search. The internet says Logan Paul has the world record. And it says, you are correct. And I apologise for the confusion in my earlier response. The record for the most expensive Pokemon card ever sold in a private auction is held by Logan Paul, who purchased a PSA graded 10 Charizard from the base set for $5.2 million in October 2021. We think that it's not a Charizard, it's an Illustrator card that was purchased by Logan Paul. I apologise for the confusion in my earlier response. Why do you keep making these errors? I've written. If you notice an error in one of my responses, please let me know and I'll do my best to correct it. Thank you for your understanding. Right, what's my next question going to be? How do I become a Pokemon artist? I love that it's going to give me genuine advice. Remember that becoming a Pokemon TCG artist can be a long and difficult process, but persistence and hard work can pay off. Keep honouring your skills, building your portfolio and submitting your work, and you may eventually achieve your goal of becoming a Pokemon TCG artist. Well, somebody's got to. Can we design a Pokemon together? Of course we can. So I've asked it, can we design a Pokemon together? Of course we can. I would be happy to help you design a Pokemon. Here are some questions.